Hello and welcome to Watch Your Story. This is our first show of the new year, and I'm so excited. As you know, I missed quite a few weeks there in December with having my knee surgery, and so I'm back and I'm feeling good. And I have a great guest for you today. Let me tell you a little bit about our guest. She's a holistic business architect and mentor, and she helps businesses. Let me put my glasses on here so I can read it and get it totally correct. She helps business owners design their businesses and live and lives combining strategy and energy work. She believes that women who want to have success can have it all without having to sacrifice, and they can do it with ease. And that is exactly what she helps her clients with. In the last 10 years, Polly has founded 5 businesses, has trained as a professional Facebook ad strategist, founded a Montessori school for kids, and currently runs a very successful women's network in the Czech Republic. And she's coming to us today from the Czech Republic. So that's pretty exciting. I think she's my first international guest as well. Polly has faced many struggles with anxiety and panic attacks for her entire life. And this is what she shares in her co-authored book, Women Thrive, her journey of overcoming adversity. And when Polly isn't working, she is spending time with her loving husband. They've been married 20 years and they have 2 children. Welcome, Polly. We're so happy to have you today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, and I'm so excited to enjoy this talk.
I think it's going to be fun. Polly, would you do me a favor and pronounce your last name for me? I see it written with all the little marks and everything, but I don't know if I could pronounce it correctly.
That's why I always say, just say my name. Yeah, it's Polly Sevcikova.
Sevcikova. Is that close?
Yes,
Oh,
correct.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, it's correct.
It's a beautiful name. It's a beautiful name. And so,
Thank you.
Polly, I want to know, how did you create such a successful business and become such a successful entrepreneur when you have anxiety attacks, panic attacks, and you have children? I mean, it seems like that's enough to cope with without starting businesses and Montessori schools and things.
Uh, well, for me, even going at any work wasn't an option. So I'm an entrepreneur for my entire life, not only for the last decade when I created all the companies. So for me, having a business and creating it around my life, even as hard as the life was still creating it around it was a dream come true. And maybe even just in only option I had. It's just when you are closed up in all your fears. And exactly as you said, right? Then you have children. You don't have much time, but you still need to take care of these children, earn some money. So for me, it was always about finding how I can still happy, be with my children, and do something that makes sense, earns the money, and what I can do long term.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. And you said to me one time that you believe that marketing just isn't enough, that you have to have some energy work in order to be successful. What does that mean?
When I built my first companies, it was when I was pregnant with my daughter. She's now 10. That was the big start. It was a revelation for me about, okay, now I'm pregnant. What's next? Am I going to feed the baby and be with her and enjoy my life? So I started researching, learning about all the strategies, searching for that great project I could dive in, I could create and build. So I did. I created few of the companies, but during that path, I burned out. I burned out. I couldn't eat. I still had my baby. Then I was pregnant again. And in that moment, I started searching and finding the way like, okay, there has to be a way. I understand that men can build their businesses. They have all the time they have, all the time they want.
Yeah, yes.
I don't have all the time I want, right? But still, there has to be a way to build a successful business. And what I saw was that when I added the energy part to the mixture, to all the strategies, to all the marketing, for example, when I was building my preschool, when I added the energy part, the listening to my intuition and just doing the bold steps, a lot changed. Because when we create everything from our head, when we listen to all the shoulds and don'ts and musts and everything that we can read in all the books and I don't know, blogs and podcasts, we always hit some wall, right? We always hit the wall where we see it should work and it's not working. And still it's not working. Nothing makes sense and it's not working. And there's the energy part that's missing. And when we add it there, it shifts. Because then our strategy isn't made from our head. It's not made only from the strategies, but it's made from the point of this is what you are supposed to do. This is the moment that you're supposed to do this and this and this. And in my case, and in case of all of my clients, and I believe in your case too, Judy, right? In these times, the ideas that come from our intuition are something that our head wouldn't even imagine, think of, or even have the courage to do. So I learned to listen to my intuition, trust it 1,000,000%, not 100, it's enough. That's not enough, right? Like trust it in 1,000,000% and just do it, even if I'm afraid, even if it feels too big or too scary or too big of a leap, but just do it. And then when I look back, I always see how amazing that step was, how I was supposed to do it. So this is why I think that, for example, when I teach launches, and I always say to my clients, there can be two women doing exactly the same launch on exactly the same topic. One will have a six-figure launch, the other one will have a $0 launch. What's the difference? The energy part. For one, it will be that ideal and her strategy that will just fit her 100%. And that's why she will glow, right? And the other one will push herself to do that launch in such a way because somebody told her to, and because she thinks it's the only way to succeed. And that's why the $0, because there will be only the pushing and the hard and the hustle, right? And no fun, no
Right,
ease.
right, right. I've been there myself. I think I've been both of those women at one time or another. I had to learn to not force things to go, but to allow them to happen. And that's a big difference. I think a lot of people don't realize. And I love what you just said about when you're scared, just do it anyway. Because I've done that my whole life. I mean, I didn't know how to start businesses. I didn't know how to go into big corporations and help them turn their businesses around. And they'd call me and hire me, and I'd just show up. And the next thing I knew, I was actually doing it. And then I was surprising myself. So it's pretty exciting when you allow yourself to step way out of your comfort zone and go forward. So how do you guide your clients toward that business growth in connection to their heart?
The first step is for them to realize that it's okay, that we all have our intuition, and that soft voice that we listen when it comes to relationships, parenthood, what to eat, when to sleep, is as capable as anything else in business and in strategy and in earning millions. It's just there for us. Then I teach them how to really be able to hear it, because there's so much noise around us, right? All the social media or our lives, right? From the moment we wake up, and I have small children, right? So I need to go and take care of them. Then I need to work. Then I'm just already picking them up like in 5 minutes, it feels. So in this rush, when to stop and really listen to that voice and really understand what it says, and filter and understand when it's fear talking to me and the heart, right? See what's the difference, and then really listen to the heart, and then add the strategy. So what I see often what's happening is we hear that voice. We even learn to listen to it. But then comes the fear of, no, I can't do it, or I can't do it now, or it's not the time, or blah, blah, blah. It's just, and we kill that idea. We don't do it at all, or we butcher it, I would say. We make it smaller, we make it fit what we think it's doable or of what we are capable of. And then we are surprised it's not working, because we need to take that idea, how big it is, or amazing it is, or crazy it is, and just do it exactly as it comes. Because when we butcher it, it can't work. So that's when I come, because when they share the strategies, their ideas with me, I can always feel when something isn't working, or something is missing, or something is changed. And then we can tune up and do the right strategy and really fit in what came, make it work. So that's why I combine it and fine tune, or when they are in the chaos, I can show them the way towards their intuition back, towards them being again calm and grounded and knowing exactly what they are supposed to do. I hope I answered your question.
You did. You answered it very well. You're going to be one of the speakers at the Women Thrive event, the Worldwide Summit for Women in March this year. Do you know what day you're speaking yet?
I think I'm speaking on Monday. And do you know your day? You're speaking too, right?
I'm on the 18th. I'm not sure what date that is, whether it's Monday or Tuesday or
And
whatever.
and I don't know the date, so I
Yeah.
might check.
I think on the second day. So, but tell us what you're going to speak about there. I want to know.
A year ago, I was asking myself, okay, I can build whatever business my client needs. Myself, I tried several models of businesses, and my ideal client, she's a service provider. So I know what different types of businesses, online, offline, she can build. Great. But how do we know, her and I, how do we know which business model to choose, what to start designing, or to what degree upgrade what she has? And I was asking myself, oh, every day, just how do we know? Because we can start building something, and in 5 minutes she outgrows it, and we're back on the start. And what came were 8 success matrix archetypes. And these archetypes help my clients to dive in to their soul and understand what success means for them, how their successful life and just feeling looks like. And from that point, we can already start building the business that is really a great fit for them. So this is what I will be speaking about. I will be sharing about my archetypes. And yeah, it's the great start, because then when we tune into it, we can understand, okay, I need to maybe not do online, or I need a bigger team, or I need a more speaking events to speak on. I'm not supposed to do something just pre-recorded, or for somebody else, it means I need systems, I need funnels, because I only need to shine and have all the technical issues there solved so I can just do nothing and then be the best for my clients. So it you know it yourself, right? We can do whatever we want to, but we need to know where are we going.
Yes, it's a good idea to know where we're going. But sometimes when I set goals, I don't know for sure I'm going to end up in a certain place. And so I tell myself, well, just take the next step. If you take the next step, then you can see further and you'll eventually get there. And so I'm excited to hear you speak about the archetypes. Um, I didn't know there were 8, and I can't wait to hear you speak. I think that'll be incredible. And I'll be promoting this summit. The summit's actually March 18th to 23rd or something like that. And so I'll be promoting that here at the station in order to let people know that they can go and watch you and watch some of the other women that are a part of this incredible group. It's just an amazing group. But you also are part of the book. You wrote Women Thrive. It's an anthology. And what did you write about in that book?
I wrote about one part of my life. I wanted to share the anxiety and panic attacks part of my life with the combination of the burned out, and that happened in one year that was extremely hard for me. But there, when we think about our stories, we always have some parts in it that are really important for us, but also for the clients, for the women on the other side, right, reading it. And I always felt that year combining everything that I lived and that I was supposed to reveal. So this is what I'm sharing, and my chapter is called You Can Have It All, because this is exactly what I saw. I was like literally on the ground. I almost lost my husband. I lost my grandmother. We didn't have anything. I was burned out by building my preschool, and still I found a way out. And it wasn't through my mind, it was through listening to my heart. So this is why I chose that year, that part of my journey, to share it. And
I
it
like
was
that. You can
hard,
have it all.
like writing it.
That's wonderful. That's really a great title for your chapter. And when I was writing my book, You Are More Than Enough, I named one of the chapters You Are More Than Enough, and I had a different title for the book. And then a girlfriend of mine was reading the story for me before it was published, and she said, well, why didn't you name it this? I mean, You Are More Than Enough is a better title than what you have. This chapter title is amazing. And I was like, well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? It really is about you are more than enough. And in your case, you can have it all. And most of us women, we don't believe that we're enough. We don't believe we can have it all. I'm surprised that, well, maybe not surprised, but I'm interested that in the Czech Republic, because you're totally different culture than we are here in the United States, especially in Las Vegas. We live in a very strange culture in Las Vegas, different from the rest of the world, period. But that you have the same insecurities, or that women have the same insecurities that we have here. Women all over the world actually don't believe they can have it all, or that they are enough. I find that very interesting. And I would like to do something to change that. And that's why I wrote the book. I want to make a change so women can help other women, which is why I love Women Thrive so much. The women there are totally supporting each other, which is amazing. And when I started in business, women didn't help each other. They wanted to be the only woman that was in that position, and they would sabotage you and do rotten things to you. But nowadays, it's a whole different ballgame, and women are learning that collaboration is very important to success. I see you are agreeing with me there.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I see the similarities. I think that the cultural everything. The dogmas are so deep in us that it doesn't matter if we are in Europe or in China or in America. Um, when I share what I teach and what I live, I always say that women business owners are here for how long? Few decades. Yes, we were always business owners even before, but only in these last decades when internet came, we started to figure out a way to do business even with kids,
Yes.
even while pregnant, right? And before that, it wasn't an option. Now it's an option, but there are still only business models and designs created by men, created by men that have much more time than we do, much more energy, even different bodies, different cycles, everything is different. So, how we are supposed to find our way through it? That's why I think we burn out.
Yes.
That's why I think we need to sacrifice, right? Because men sacrifice. They sacrifice their families so they can provide. And I believe that men don't need to sacrifice either anything. But I'm a woman, right? So I can just speak about myself. But still, I have my husband and he's working from home with me. He has just his own company. And I see that he is living the same as I do. That we didn't sacrifice our kids, we didn't sacrifice our relationship. We earn great money, we are growing, we are enjoying our lives. And this is because we allowed ourselves to step out, to say, okay, this is how everything works. We see it, but there is another way. We believe it's there, even if we don't see it. As you said, right? Just at least one step ahead, just do it, and we will maybe sometime see where we are going. But yeah, it's a journey of discovery, I would say.
Why, our whole lives are journeys of discovery, aren't they? We never really know what's going to happen the next day. That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, you've written a wonderful article for our magazine Choices. We've just rebranded Choices and brought it out as the official publication of the Women Entrepreneurs Association. And we're very, very honored to have you in our first issue under this new rebranding. You wrote a fabulous article, and I hope that the ladies will go online and read the magazine. They can purchase it and get a physical copy, but it is online free of charge for people to read it. And they can always contact me, Judy at judymorio.com, in order for me to give them links and things, but we can put links up here as well. So, Polly, what else would you like to tell women about stepping out of their comfort zone and just doing it?
We have nothing to lose. Just try it.
Yes.
For me, that was the biggest revelation of all. That fear, that it's always there, and my fear was really big. Like, believe me, the panic attacks, it's not just common fear that I saw, that I see, for example, from others. So an idea comes, or we need to do something. The fear says it's impossible, or it's crazy, it won't work. So what?
What have we got to lose?
So what? If right, if I just do it, why not? What am I gonna lose? I don't know what.
I
Now, for me, I don't even know what I could lose, right? It's
think
just like,
sometimes people are afraid that other people will think they're stupid or make fun of them or something with that line, don't you?
yeah, maybe, yeah. I just don't care.
I love that.
It's like I'm living my life. I don't ask people what they think of me because for me it's important what I think of myself. And I wouldn't like myself if I would listen to the fears and not do anything and feel miserable. So that's why I always say I always have to gain from anything I try. I don't care about not succeeding because that's a part of business, that's a part of life. So I don't feel like something means I lost, or I just see it didn't work. So I test it out, right? So I will do it another way. I will try something else. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But still, I have nothing to lose. I will always gain. And we all teach this to our children, right? That making mistakes is a way to grow. But do we do the mistakes? Do we allow ourselves to do them? So I allow myself, just do the mistakes, find my way. I will have nothing to lose when I do it like that.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, you are a definite example of a very successful woman entrepreneur, and you're to be admired for doing it in spite of the fact that you have a husband and you have children and you have panic attacks, and you've had a lot of struggles in order to get where you are today. But what a wonderful lady you are. You're very impressive. I've learned a lot from you. I've appreciated you writing in the magazine, and I know our audience will look forward to reading your article because it's fabulous. And I hope we'll have you write more articles throughout the year for the magazine. It'd be great to have you included. And thank you for being my guest today. It's been my pleasure to have you and to interview you.
Thank you, Judy. And yes, I'm looking forward for you to read the magazine because Judy, you are making your work is just amazing. Thank you for doing it.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for having me.
Well, we were very happy to have you. Thank you. And thank you for joining us today. And if you're a woman entrepreneur and you have a story that you'd like to share, I'd certainly like for you to get in touch with me here at WWDBTV, and perhaps we can do an interview with you. That would be great. So we just want to know what's your story. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.